Hello, and welcome to English Education 342, Teaching Language and Composition in the Elementary School. My name is Stacy Bailey, and you are welcome to call me Stacy. In this brief presentation, I will be providing an overview of the syllabus, the course, and letting you know a little bit about myself and my expectations for you. Since this course is about teaching language and composition in the elementary school, it's designed for teacher candidates who are focused on elementary education or on a K-12 special education. Now, the catalog description for the course, which you can see here, is pretty brief. Content covers the writing process, writing to learn, and language and writing development at the elementary level. I like to think my description is a little bit more in-depth. The fact of the matter is, a lot of elementary education teachers, because they don't have a heavy content background in English education or a heavy content background in how to write, they feel uncomfortable teaching their students how to write. And yet, our elementary students need to learn these skills. My hope for you throughout this program and throughout this particular course is that you learn more about how it is that we can engage in some best practices for writing across all of the disciplines. Please take a moment and read the course objectives now. As you can see, this course is designed to not just give you a bunch of lesson plans and not just give you a bunch of ideas, but to really discuss with you some of the theories and the roles that language and writing and learning can play in your classroom so that you have best practices for teaching students, no matter how you choose to implement those practices. As far as the actual course itself, the required materials are, first, the book that I emailed you about a few weeks ago, and second, some unit readings that I have posted on Blackboard under course material. The unit readings were specifically written for this course by the Director of English Education and designed to engage you in thinking about how you learn to write and how others learn to write. I hope that you find them easy to read and even enjoyable. Please remember that regardless of whether you're reading a theory book or you're reading course materials, that reading involves close and detailed analysis of what it is that you're reading. It's never a bad idea to keep a reading journal, and as a matter of fact, the final essay that you'll compile for this class could indeed lean heavily upon your reading journal. It's a good idea and it's a best practice, although I'm not requiring you to do that or to turn that into me. The course requirements, assignments, and grading. We'll pretty much build what will be a typical week in this class, in that I expect you to, Monday through Thursday, be reading, analyzing, and thinking about your texts. Your Blackboard discussions will always be due on Thursdays by midnight, and that way you will have ample time to read and reply to your colleagues by Sunday at midnight. I'm sorry, but given the short nature of this class, no late work will be accepted for either written assignments, lesson plans, or Blackboard discussions. Regarding Blackboard discussions in particular, to earn full credit on those posts, whether it's an original post that you do, but especially when it's a response, you should think about recreating a classroom environment where we build upon each other's knowledge through questions, connections, and application of thoughts to practice in course content. Often I find that students in online classes have a tendency to simply reply and say, "I agree with what you said. I've noticed that in my classroom too." And that doesn't really do much to improve, enhance, or deepen the conversation. Our goal is that we take someone else's ideas and that we study them, that we learn from them, that we apply them to another text, that we apply them to another scenario, or that we even respectfully disagree and may challenge some of the assumptions behind their thoughts. Those are the kinds of responses and the kinds of posts that I'm looking for on Blackboard from you. The final response essay, which will clearly not be due until the end of the class, is brief. I'm looking for 500 words. That's about a 2-page essay on how you and your skills regarding teaching writing have changed and or grown as a result of your interaction with the material and your colleagues. In this respect, keeping a research journal, a reading journal, I think would be very beneficial. I want you to reflect back on some of your thoughts at the beginning of the course and some of your thoughts at the end of the course. The Writing Center, even though it's summertime, is open and there are tutors available to you. I would highly recommend that you engage the Writing Center for some help if you feel like you need it. It's a wonderful resource and it's free to you as a paying student. The method of evaluation and grading scale would be standard to UNC, and if you are a student requesting a disability accommodation for this class, as your instructor, I need to be given appropriate and timely notice for that. Plagiarism is a pretty serious issue, especially since this class is housed in the English department. The English department has a pretty strict policy. You're not allowed to plagiarize, and if you do plagiarize and I catch you, it's highly likely that you will receive an F in the course and you will be reported to the dean of the college. So do yourself a favor and don't engage in plagiarism. Your continued online presence in this class signifies that you have read, understood, and agreed to all the policies outlined in this syllabus. Now, let's talk a little bit about the calendar, the content, and some of the expectations. As I mentioned before, each week you will have some readings from the Tompkins text and some readings from the units that are posted online. Your original Blackboard posts are due by Thursdays at midnight so that you can do responses by Sundays at midnight. All of your assignment specifications and discussion questions are embedded inside of the online units that appear under course materials. You will see online assignments posted in red, and you should put those in the assignment section of Blackboard. The discussion questions are highlighted in blue, and you should put those in the appropriate discussion question forums. You'll notice that the discussion question forums will be closed to you until you make your own original post. My hope is that you do the reading, think about it, and have something unique to say, rather than worrying what other people had to say about the reading first. Each of these pairs of readings will discuss relatively similar information. In the beginning, sometimes you'll notice that the approaches to these topics are very different. As I mentioned, the online units that appear under course materials were written specifically for this course, while the Tompkins text was written in general for elementary education teachers who will be teaching writing. Sometimes you'll have no Tompkins unit to pair with your online course reading, and that will be noted in the calendar. Sometimes, actually only once on week 4, I've posted two separate PDFs for you. The Rhetorical Grammar Chapter 1 that pairs with Unit 6 Grammar. I didn't feel like the Tompkins text dealt with teaching grammar nearly as much as I think would help you. If there is to be no assignment or no discussion board for the week, I will doubly note that here in your calendar so that you don't have to worry about missing something. Please pay attention as you move through the class to the final week of August 4th through 8th. This is a short week with only one discussion question, no assignment, but your final portfolio and your final essay will be due that week. I don't want that deadline to jump up and catch you. As you move through this course, you'll notice that there's a course cafe online. The course questions section will remain open for the duration of the course. If you have any questions about the course itself, the readings, or the assignments, post it here. I'll do my best to check this every other day, but you should also be checking it often too, in case people are asking similar questions to yours, or in case someone has a little question that you think you could actually help with. Please remember to always be professional and responsible when you're posting on the discussion forum, whether it's in the course questions section or it's in further discussion questions. One thing that I thought would help us kick this class off well, especially since it's an online class and we can't always see each other, is doing a Box of Me introduction. I expect this to be due by the end of the first week in class. You should choose 3 to 5 items that represent a professional side of you, take a photograph, and post this in a discussion board. You can either do a written or an audio recorded presentation that includes these pieces of information. The audio recording software that I will use for the duration of this class is called Screencast-O-Matic. You can download a free version of that and use that for the duration of this course if you choose to, but it's certainly not a requirement. As you move through the course, you'll notice that it's a pretty standard course. There's a syllabus posted here that will provide you with both the syllabus and the course calendar. The course materials section, as promised, with all of the online literature units. The assignments section has already been built all the way through so that you can see what the assignments are here. Those are also posted in red in your online units. The grading section has nothing in there now because those grades won't come along until I start grading your assignments. And the discussion board section has all of the discussion forums already built. Also, these are noted in blue inside of your unit assignments. I hope that as you move through this course, you find that you become interested and engaged and really think about what it means to teach students how to write. As noted in the course objectives, in the course description that we looked at earlier, my goal is to really help you and encourage you to not simply think of yourself as a teacher, but to think of yourself as a writing teacher. Someone who can integrate writing more fully into their classrooms in really authentic ways for their students, even if they're young and just learning how. I hope that you enjoy this class. I hope that you can become engaged and be open to the ideas that we'll discuss and read about in this class. Thank you.